is in 2003, I was elected president of the All Africa Conference of Churches with headquarters in Nairobi. So I was shuttling between my office in Nairobi for 5 years and also my office in Boya, still as moderator of the Presbyterian Church. The office of President of the All Africa Conference of Churches has enormous spiritual and political ramifications. And presidents of the AACC have been known for their interventions in contemporary issues on the continent, especially at the political level. And the idea was to use the Christian message to bring a certain sanity to the politics of the continent and to raise issues of justice and liberation in the continent. So, for instance, in 2008, that December, was it 2007, January 2008, after the last elections in Kenya, when the whole Kenya erupted into violence and our property was being destroyed, burnt by fire, there was uprising in the whole country. We of the AACC were the first to arrive on the ground, and it was, everybody told me that was a risk. I mean, my wife was really scared looking at the pictures. But when then that inferno, that burning inferno, myself, I called Bishop Dandala, and who was then my general secretary. He was on holiday in South Africa at the time. He is South African. Invited Bishop Desmond Tutu, who was on holiday at the time in the Mauritius, and Madame Brigaliabam, a very important lady. She used to be Deputy General Secretary of the World Council of Churches. And the 5 of us were the first to arrive. I was the first to receive them at the airport. And we started a process of visiting the political leaders, including the President of Kenya. He received us in his office there in Nairobi, and the political leaders, and we tried as much as possible to calm the tempers down. I remember that we were at that time at that time Kofi Annan was the Secretary of the United Nations, and President Kufo was the President of the AU. So we're getting a lot of communication from the AU and the UN to find out how far we have gone, and they were asking us to make our report available to them. And it was after we had succeeded to bring about some kind of rapprochement among the warring parties. The looting had stopped, the burning had stopped, the violence was under control. The politicians started talking to each other. Pastors came on board to realize that they had a role to play. That is when we wrote the report, sent to Mr. Kofi Annan and to Kufo in Ghana. So they were coming into Kenya while we were leaving. The place was calm, and we had created a climate, an atmosphere where reasonable negotiations for peace and government. I still have in one of my Bibles even the notes we made of which party should have what ministries and so on. We were also involved in the Zimbabwean crisis. That picture there, you see me talking with President Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mbeki was the mediator officially appointed by the African Union to mediate on the Zimbabwean crisis, and we had to go there to make our own contribution to the peace process there. We were also involved in Burundi, as you see in that picture there, tried to convince the rebels to realize that the country would benefit more if there was peace in the country. And through that, there was a lot of